Okay, so yeah, just to reiterate from last time, make yourselves comfy, especially as there's not many of us. I want you to be comfy as possible, and we're gonna be like we did last time. We're gonna be writing quite a lot, so make yourselves comfy in that way as well. And when I give you the exercises, do feel free to kind of leave the camera and do things in the way you want to do them. Last week we did a lot of turning inward, and we thought about words that we use to describe ourselves, how they may or may not fit, where they might become pressurizing or unhelpful, and we tried to gently kind of knock ourselves out of those familiar ruts and patterns. Today we're gonna continue on that vein at first, and then we're gonna take a little shift towards the outside world. So we're gonna try and have the inward and the outward meet a little bit. And we're going to think about how we use words and stories in order to connect with other people. And you can think about fellow athletes and coaches. You can think about students, mentees, obviously, but also just anyone that you might be connecting with in your world, strangers, family. Does that sound okay? Let's start off with it's been a week. How's it been? Maybe share one word that could describe your week or an aspect of your week. I'll start. I think mine will be I was going to say transplant, but that sounds quite medical, doesn't it? What's a word like transplant? I feel like I've been transplanted because I'm working away from my home place, looking after Sam's dog. So I feel like I'm trying to do all my usual things like in a different spot. So I'm a bit not that good at doing that. Yeah. I'll pass to Usha. How's your week?
The first word that came to my mind was chaotic because we traveled to a tournament and we spent 4 days like in the sport hall with like thousands of people. So it was just a lot of everything happening.
Yeah. Chaotic. Cool. Okay. So yeah, your people, you've reached your people quota.
Exactly this.
I feel you. Pass along to Oz.
I would say, I don't know what would be the word for it. It was calm, but with a lot of things going on.
Okay.
So maybe like it feels that it's calm because of the environment, but then we did a lot of things and met a lot of people. So yeah, something in between.
Yeah. Does the place being so calm help you out when you're doing all those things? Like, does it feel different?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it feels like I'm in a retreat.
Yeah, that's groovy. It looks like a retreat.
Yeah, it's cool.
And what about you, Anna?
Words aren't really coming to me.
Maybe that's okay.
A little frustrated because there's a lot going on, and I'm also trying to book a really last minute holiday, which with a wheelchair, it's better not to do last minute.
I can imagine that might be the case.
No, I'm working on it, and actually maybe it'll all turn out fine in the end. I know that. Just like organising it.
Yeah, organising.
That's a nice thing to be, right? Organising a holiday.
Yeah, sure. It's stressful though.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. Okay. Makes you need a holiday more. That's why. Yeah. Okay, thanks guys. So in my email I sent out a little task for you to do. So I asked you to think of an experience that you've had that has some kind of emotional component, some kind of emotional reaction to it, and to make a list of adjectives that could describe that experience. Has anyone had a go at that? Oh, yay! That's great. So I'm gonna share my screen with you. We're gonna do the next part of this now. Bear with me. To find my little whiteboard. Okay. So we're going to start with this transforming experience, and then we're going to take our turn kind of outward. Can everyone see this, the blue screen? Yeah. It's on us now. Okay. So the next step in this exercise. Oh, I've put this feelings wheel up. I find these really useful. I mean, in life, but also just in writing. And when we're trying to write sort of from our experience and try and describe how we're feeling, the feelings were like this kind of break down emotional words into their smallest kind of parts. So when I was thinking about this experience that I had getting on a bicycle after a long time, I was looking at this feelings wheel, and I could kind of, as I looked at it, I could kind of isolate many more emotions that came up from that experience than I thought there might be. So I could say, I felt fragile. I felt a bit inferior. I felt disappointed, embarrassed. I felt hesitant, nauseated even. Bit judgmental of myself, a bit embarrassed. Exposed, nervous. So already I'm kind of already tapping into at least 3 main buckets: fearful, disgusted, sad. And when I was thinking about that, being on a bike, I wouldn't ever have put that emotion onto it, disgusted. I just wouldn't have made that connection. But looking at all these kind of more granular emotional words kind of helped me put that together. So I just wanted to show you that a little bit. Invite you to use that if it's helpful. So the words that I came up with for my experience were blue, rusty, wobbly, hot, sweaty, sweary, jellied, or jelly. I was trying to stick with adjectives. So the next step we're going to do with these words is I want us to, as much as it's not going to be entirely possible, but as much as is possible, I want us to look at these words by themselves. So we're going to take one step away from the original experience and look at this word list as far as possible. Consider these words by themselves, just as if they had appeared out of the blue. And what I want us to do is to spend some time writing, and we're going to write a description of a creature or character, if you want to think about it like a character, that could embody these adjectives. So whatever your set of adjectives is, without calling back to that original experience, we're just going to think about these words and let them summon up some kind of creature character. So if I did it for mine, I could say the sweaty wobbler came creaking into the room, etc. Does that make sense? Okay, so what I've got emerging is a presence, a character, a figure that is non-human and is made out of my words that I've collected. And all I want you to do is to imagine them and describe what they're like. You can describe what they look like, what they sound like, using your words. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to give you 15 minutes probably, but I'll check in, see how we're doing kind of partway through. Okay.
So when you say non-human, it means not trying to describe a person?
Yeah, it can do if you want. But I think sometimes this exercise works best when you give yourself permission to have it be a creaturely thing rather than a recognizably human thing. But if it feels like a human presence to you, go with that. You know, it could be a villain, it could be a hero, whatever. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey.
Hey, Federica.
Hi, sorry, I was in a
Okay.
meeting.
No,
It's okay. We're just doing a little writing exercise. So I might just bring you in when we come back and give you the next part. Does that work? Okay, great. Hold tight. Actually, Federica, let me just let you have a chance to do it, because I think you might not be able to do the whole thing, but I can give you a starting point, and that's better than not doing anything. So what we're doing is thinking about an experience that we've had in our lives, and think of an experience that had some kind of emotional component to it. So I showed the others a feelings wheel. So it doesn't have to be, the classic kind of emotional reaction of I was scared, I was happy. It could be confusion. I felt silly. I felt weird. I felt joyful. So any experience that kind of comes to mind that has an emotional component. And what I'd like you to do, just as a first step, is assemble a little list of describing words that could represent that experience. So just as an example, the one I chose was getting on a bicycle for the first time after a long time. And so my words were wobbly, blue because the bicycle was blue, jelly because I felt jellyish in my legs, that kind of thing. That makes sense? Okay. Just take another minute or so. Okay. Just finish up the line you're writing. Come back around when you're ready. This dog is crying. He's sad now. So, how did that feel? If you look back on your words, I wonder what this character or creature feels like to you.
Should I bring some?
Can you hear her?
Yeah, yeah.
Maggie's
Hey.
crying.
Oh,
Can I hear her? Mm.
can you bring her to the space? Maybe she's like really missing time.
Bobby.
Sorry.
She's under the bed. I
Come
think
on.
she's okay. She says hi. Okay. Yeah, does anyone want to share kind of how that was for them, or what this creature feels like?
My creature is basically Maggie.
She's what doing? Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, it kind of brings you to that moment and reframe it from a more like to put colors on it, to really see myself in that situation and how I was feeling if I would be a creature. So I don't know. That's how I took it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So when you read it, does it you can kind of feel that original experience, but it's somehow changed?
Yeah, and with more details, I think, and yeah. I don't know if it changed because I still feel it quite like dark the way I explained it and wrote it. I didn't get to the part to like say like there was not really like light on it, you know. But it was nice to go into that moment and put it in words in a different way and put colors to it and put different words to it.
So the same thing in a different way.
Yeah.
Rather than a changed thing. Yeah, neat. Anyone else?
I was also describing a creature. I don't know, this word sounded the most close to not being a human, but something.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe gave me a different perspective to look at the like words that I wrote before. And the whole topic for me was like a balance between two contradicting things, like kind of holding it in both hands.
Ooh, that's interesting.
And yeah, was interesting.
So how did the creature relate to that balancing?
The creature then saw other creatures also balancing different things.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So the creature was part of a world of other creatures.
Yeah, let's say so.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah. It was like gratitude and uncertainty.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting. Oh, okay. She might not go. You're coming. I'll let you. Okay. Poor Maggie. There she goes. She misses her dad. Sorry. Yeah, that's gratitude and uncertainty. It's such a I would never put those two, or I have never put those two like on the ends of a seesaw like that. That's cool. That's an interesting thought. And could you see your creature like visually?
Not really.
More like a
Just the creature was like
feeling.
summed it up. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Anyone else?
Mine was also actually a bit of a seesaw. It definitely brought empathy to my way of saying it.
Interesting.
Over time, like pride and disappointment together. So I guess that's more common, but it was interesting.
So you felt sort of a sense of empathy for the emotion, or for this creature that you'd made.
The creature.
Yeah, neat.
Yeah. I like the thing about being part of other creatures. I wasn't thinking along those lines.
Yeah, me neither. I think that's cool actually.
Yeah.
The creature looks around. And Federica, you were just working on your list. But if you wanted to, after this, if you wanted to go on to that next stage, I mean, I'll send out the activities from today. But essentially, we're just kind of forming those words into a presence, a creature, a character, and kind of trying to take one step away from that original experience that generated the words. Okay, thank you, everybody. We're going to take our little turn now towards kind of not away from, but towards the outside world and other people. As we said last time, and we talked about a bit, it's kind of describing ourselves can be a real challenge. Describing our experiences can be a challenge. And we can find that the stakes are quite high when we're doing it because we're trying to connect with other people. We're trying to tell the truth. We're trying to represent ourselves in a way that makes sense, that other people will get, that feels honest. We're trying to relate to people, or we want to help somebody. We want to express something in a way that might get through to them, that might reach them, that might be helpful. So the stakes can be quite high when we're describing experience. Yeah, I might throw it to you first before I give us a little something to do. Can you think of a time where you've, maybe in a coaching context or a sport context or just a life context, where you have struggled to describe an experience to give to somebody else? Don't have to share it, but just reflect. Or a time when you managed to, a time when you felt like you were able to describe something. Use words or narratives or a story to give someone else an idea of something. So just let that linger a little bit. Sometimes when we are struggling with description, and with giving somebody else a version of our experience in words, sometimes a question can be magic, can be the magic thing. But even with questions, sometimes the old questions get a bit tired and lose their power a little bit. I'm thinking about maybe, how are you? Even, or are you okay? We get these all the time, and they become almost like questions we don't even really need to answer or even engage with. How are you? What's the matter? All those little get to know you questions like, what do you do? They can get a little bit tired. So I wanted to do a little brief question time. Let me share my screen with you. Okay. I want us to think of some new questions to ask that could open up new angles in conversations, potentially in a relationship. It could be relationship to kind of really anybody, strangers or non-strangers. So I've come up with some examples here just to get us thinking. Potential better questions. What's the last dream you remember having? What would be your ideal breakfast? What would you save from a fire if you could save one thing? What color would you choose to represent you, and why? What's the best thought you've had today? And they might take a bit longer to think about because we're not used to hearing questions like that in a normal day-to-day context or in a coaching context, for example. But they might lead you to learning something about the person you're talking to. I want to give you just a couple minutes to think about versions of new questions you could ask. And perhaps you could have in mind a particular person or group that you could use them on. Anyone landed on a good question? Question they like?
I love asking questions and like making up
Eee.
questions. Like my
Yeah.
favorite. I am thinking
Cool.
making a question card game. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was thinking. If we build up a resource, tap
Yeah.
question game.
I have a few. So
Okay, go ahead.
how would your ideal day look like if you could be anywhere in the world with anyone you want and do anything you want?
Nice.
Uh,
I love that one because that helps people to say what they want and what they need without you asking them what they want and need. So cool. Awesome. Yeah, ideal day. Go ahead. You have more?
If you would die tomorrow and you could only make one call, who would you call? If you could have dinner with one famous person, who would it be? If you can only bring one music album on a desert island, which one would you choose? And I like this one. If you didn't know the rules of the sport and you would have to participate in the Olympics, how would you train for the Olympics?
Ooh. That's cool. If you didn't know the rules, then you had to train. What would you say to that? What's your answer for that?
But that's like to make people think about that because we know the rules of our specific sport, we train a specific way. But what if we don't know them and we don't know how to prepare? We would prepare like for life. No, we would do all these different things with our bodies, not just one thing and move in one specific way. We would move in 1,000 different ways, so we prepare for everything. Like jumping, crawling, running, throwing, falling, like everything. And that would make how do you say, like a very complete athlete rather than one specialized because of rules.
Right. And you'd be able to adapt.
So adaptability.
To what you found. What a good question. Love that. Anyone else find any good questions for our card game?
I have a couple. What's something you wish other people understood about you? But I did make that up. I read this somewhere, but I thought it was
That's
very
a good one.
What makes you feel alive or forget about yourself?
Oh, yeah.
What were you doing the last time when you lost track of time?
Nice.
And what's the friendliest thing you can do for yourself?
Oh, I love that word. Friendliest. Friendliest thing you can do for yourself. How would you answer that?
It depends.
Yeah.
Depends on when you ask. Right now, I think get a lot of sleep.
Sleep. Friendly sleep. Good.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyone else? Anything to add?
I said, what have you seen differently recently? What have you learned this week? Who's listened to you recently?
Ooh. Oh, I love that.
Or who's understood you? But then I thought, maybe you don't feel understood. I like also think about understanding.
Yeah. Who has understood you?
Great questions, everyone.
Yeah, these are awesome. I'm gonna write them up. We can have a collection.
I thought because right now is the Euro 2024 of football. I thought, which team are you supporting for the Euro?
Nice.
if you could go anywhere, where would you go?
Yeah, love that.
Well, when was the last time you tried something new? And who is your biggest supporter and why?
Yeah, that's nice. Your biggest supporter and why? Yeah, the why is interesting there. Like, what do they do that supports you? Why does it feel like support? Yeah, awesome. The dog is back now. She's been given something to eat. Okay. Thanks everyone. Yeah, these are good questions. So I wanna, I guess I dare you to ask one of them this week. If you choose to accept. Choose someone in your life that you wanna spend a moment getting to know, different side of. Those kinds of questions can be really good in a teaching or a coaching context too, because I think they can offer a different way in. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do another bit of writing next, and it's a little bit of a longer bit, so settle in. First, I want to ask you to think again. So can you think of a message that someone has sent you in your life so far? It doesn't have to be a written message. Could be a spoken statement, a voicemail, a speech, a toast, just a series of words in your life that someone else gave you that made an impression for some reason that you still can call back to, can still remember. So think about what comes to mind when I ask you that, and how did it feel, the message? Why did it impact you, and what part of it do you remember still? Is it the emotional reaction of yourself to the message? Is it the words? Is it the kind of general idea of it, the intention of the other person? And I want you to, for this next exercise, keeping that kind of in your mind, I want you to imagine somebody in your life. You don't have to be someone who's physically with you. And they don't have to be someone you're close to. Anybody in your life. And instead of writing a letter to them, we're going to write them a gift. So we don't have to tell them anything important. We don't have to explain anything, explain ourselves. We don't have to tell them what they mean to us. We don't have to do that. We're going to just show them something instead. We're going to make them something with words. I'm going to share my screen with you to explain a little more. Okay, so if I could, and you can start with these words if it helps you. If I could write you a gift, I would give you fill in the blank. So I thought of a friend of mine, and mine begins, if I could write you a gift, I would give you a day like a wedding, one that starts early before dawn with nerves and ends late with music and food trampled into the grass. A day with a ceremony, and at the ceremony everyone watches you, and some of us cry, and afterwards we cheer. So that was my kind of trying to bring my friend into my mind and imagining just what I would love to be able to make for them, what I would love to make happen for them. And the thing I thought was, this person has recently come out of a marriage. And I thought, oh, I'd love to just give that friend a day just for themselves, not like a marriage, just like a special ceremonial love day. Okay, so you'll have your own version depending on who you choose. But the idea is make a gift of your words for them. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm going to give you 15. I will check in with you, okay? And if you find that you finish one, choose someone else. Give as many gifts as you want.
Thanks so much. I've got to go now, but I've really enjoyed it. And I
Oh,
look forward
thanks
to
for coming,
catch up.
Anna. Yay. Hello.
Bye, Victoria.
Family. Yeah, thanks for coming, Anna. She's one. Okay. How's everyone doing? So finish up the bit you're working on. And come back around and have a little look at what you've made. I'm curious how it felt to do that. I tried it this time with somebody that I'm not on as good terms with compared to the first one I tried, which was different. It was like at first we have this memory together of apples. This person loves apples, so I was like, I wanted to give them an orchard, and then I was like, because we're not on that good terms, I was like, do I want to give them a whole orchard? I was like, it was like kind of rethinking as I went, but then I kind of was like, no, I have to choose love. I have to choose love in my gift. I can't be stingy with my orchard. Yeah, I'm curious how other people found it. What did it feel like?
I can go.
Yeah.
It was quite easy because I immediately thought of a person, and I just described an adventure we would both have. Because last year we did one, and we talked about micro adventures. So I just got a plan for our weekends and a micro adventure again. And yeah.
How nice. Ooh, I would love to get that as a gift. An idea for an adventure?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. And was it a very different adventure than the one you had before that you were picturing, or a similar kind of thing?
No, so last time we went by camping in the Lake District. So this time I just changed it to Palma Mallorca.
Cool.
And I added the climbing part because it's something we started to do together.
Gorgeous. I love that. Yay. Anyone else? Let's go ahead.
Yeah, I think it was interesting to just think about what would make them happy. And yeah, it can be so different because with some people you might give an experience because they know they will enjoy it, but with other people, you want to give them what makes them happy, no matter how superficial that may be, but it's gonna make them and not what you think that will bring them real happiness. It's what will make them happy in the moment. No, you want to give them this like sensation of joy that, oh my god, a new car, whatever. Yeah. So.
And what will make that for them? Yeah. So you're kind of putting yourself in their shoes. Yeah, that's interesting. I found that too. Like I was kind of half focusing on the other person and what they would wish for, and it was half coming from me and what I wish for them, or I wanted the gifts to kind of reflect how I feel about the person in some way. So like it felt like a melding of me and them, my wishes and their wishes, kind of. Yeah. So when you read it, Oz, does it feel like you want to give it to the person?
Yeah, but it's not really doable.
It's not doable.
No, but yeah, for sure, I would like to be able to give them this. Yeah, maybe even like variations. Like if I can't give them like the full thing, I can give like variations, which make them a bit like not the full experience, but some of it.
Yeah, sometimes it's not possible, the whole thing. What about you, Usha?
Similar to Federica, I also wrote about an experience / adventure. Maybe not so adventure, more kind of like a peaceful version of this in the mountains with no busy days and disturbances and so on. Because this friend and I used to hike a lot, and yeah, just we haven't found a lot of time to do it. And yeah, I think she could use a getaway like that. So it was fun. But I also think I put a little bit of me in it from what would I wish for her. So
yeah, like it comes from you, right? You can't take that away. So as you imagine something for someone else, you're probably imagining it for yourself too. Yeah, most people I think about actually now, if I think about people in my life, I would wish for them like time away from their stuff, from their lives. I feel like lots of people are kind of overwhelmed. Yeah, it's a pattern. Yeah, also. So yeah, I invite you to try that with other people in your life. Sometimes, it can be nice to spend some time paying attention, even if we're not spending time with the person physically, paying attention in our minds to somebody else. And also, like, you can think about this as an alternative love letter, right? And if you need reasons to kind of write messages to people, sometimes it feels a bit strange or a bit too much to send somebody something written down, especially if it's some way that you feel. But you can definitely use this as an excuse. I did this exercise and I had to write a gift for somebody and I chose you and here it is. And you don't have to be able to produce the thing, right? You don't have to be able to go on the adventure tomorrow, but just giving them a chance to think about it too and knowing that they were thought about is kind of cool. So I give you permission to be weird and do that. Okay. So in the last little bit, I want to turn it back around to you, and I want us to write ourselves a gift with the last few minutes. And the way I want us to do this is just gonna start with a list. I want to just give you a chance, few minutes to write a list of things, people, words, sensations, smells, things that you love, things that bring you joy. Give you a minute or so, a couple minutes. Okay. Finish up the word. And now I want you to look through your list and choose one. Be the one you're most drawn to today. Might be different tomorrow. And you're just gonna take another couple minutes, maybe 3, making a gift of that word for yourself. So I really want you to peer at it, get close up, give it to yourself in as much detail as you can render it. Okay. Okay. Finish up your gift to yourself. Can anyone tell me what word they chose to give themselves more of? The one I chose was I had some random stuff on my list. I chose I called it rain relief. You know that feeling? I don't know if you know. It starts raining and you're like, oh yeah, at last. Like that when you start hearing the rain outside. So I tried to write about that. I had never like thought about that for long enough to write about it, but that was nice for me. Anyone else? What did you choose? What did you choose, Oz?
C.
Ah, lovely.
It was
Yeah, I
hard
love
to
the sea
choose
too.
one when you love so many things. No?
Yeah, love things are so lovely.
So
What
from
about you?
a day and
So that you expanded it to like being by the sea.
Mhm.
Gift of the sea for yourself. There, beautiful.
I
What about you?
actually chose
Yeah.
the ocean.
Rain, the sea, ocean. What? That's cool.
I
We
chose
got things
C
in
too.
common. You didn't.
Like many words together, but sea and like being by the sea, like barefoot, like this was the main topic for sure.
What? That's so
It's a
cool.
sign. Yeah, for
It is a
all of us.
sign. Surely. We got on a wavelength. How nice. Ooh. Gorgeous. Okay. Thank you for sharing with me. Yeah, that's also a nice one to do if you're feeling a little bit, if you're in a funk. Give yourself 2 minutes to write that list. Just things that you love, things that come to your mind, joyful things for you. Yeah, give yourself a present. Okay, so with that, we're coming to the end of our time. Thank you so much for showing up to these workshops, and they really fly by. And thank you for sharing. I know we've had a small group, so I've like expected more from your voices. But it's been really lovely to hear you, and I feel like I've got to know you all a little bit. And I want you to there'll be more workshops, obviously, like in the life of TAP. But we're all part of the True Athlete Project like family. So I want you to definitely think of me. You have my email. Think of me as like your writing resource. So if you get to a point in anything, coaching, anything, and you're like, oh, I'd love to, I don't know, write about it or think about it in a writing way, or I feel creatively stuck. I'm your bird for those moments. So like I'm serious about the email me thing. Yeah, use it. Yeah, that's it, I think. Anything else to say, Oz?
No, we'll probably definitely have more workshops with you, hopefully, if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And yeah, thank you, Usha, Federica, and also
Yeah.
Anna. You will follow up with the email with some stuff, or
Yeah, I'm gonna send you just a little packet with the activities kind of summarized again. So in case you want to kind of use them in your life, you can do.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So
Enjoy your
we'll be
night.
seeing you. Yeah.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you
so
so
cool. We
much.
all said C. It was so
Fun.
funny. Well, I didn't. I said rain, but it's the same thing. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye.
Bye.